Thank you guys so much for joining us. Today we will be covering MyViora.com. I'm going to be going through the store portion of MyViora.com first, and then we're going to be going through the customer portal, which really is where all of Viora's material is. I always say this, that if you're looking for any clinical material from the clinical department, everything that I would have as the clinical director or the clinical coordinator is on that customer portal. So it just makes it really, really easy for you guys to get to know the portal really well and see all of the material that you guys have to download right from there, print right from there. So you really don't have to rely on emailing us for things that you're needing and needing to wait for it for a little bit until we see the email and send it over. You guys can just go in and grab it yourselves. If for some reason though you cannot find the material you're looking for, then of course always email us, clinical or marketing, depending on what kind of material you're needing. If you're needing clinical material, you'll email clinicalusa@vioramed.com. And if you're looking for marketing material, then you would email marketing.usa@vioramed.com. There's just a difference there in clinical and marketing. The emails that clinical does not have the dot in between clinical and USA, where marketing. Okay, I didn't introduce myself just because I've done so many webinars. I figured you guys all know me, but my name is Kara Moncrief. I'm the Clinical Communications Director for Viora, and thank you guys and welcome. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and we will dive right in. If you guys have any questions throughout the webinar, you can always unmute yourselves and ask me at any time. If you don't want to unmute yourselves and ask, that's okay. You can write into the chat and I can answer your question through the chat. So whichever you want to do. All right, so let me share my screen. All right, just because I want to really make sure you guys can all see this, will somebody write in and just let me know if you can see the MyViora screen okay right now? I want to drink more water, but I'm scared. I froze it overnight, so it's half frozen, half water. So I think that's where the issue came, but I'm gonna try. Okay, good. The ice did not attack me. All right, so let me just check the chat here, make sure you guys can see it. All good. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Diana. All right, so MyViora.com, that is the website address. And then when you pull up MyViora.com, if you are brand new to the customer portal or the website in general, you'll just click log in. Actually, I think if you're brand new, it may not say that. So you know what I'll do? I'm kind of nervous to do this just because I hope I remember my password. I'm going to log out. I'm going to do that again because if you guys are brand new, I really want to take you through this, really the step-by-step. So let me just exit out of there. Okay, let me go back in. Okay, now I'm going to share with you guys again here. Okay, so starting from scratch. So I have it just pinned up here. So I'm just going to click MyViora. So it's MyViora.com. Oh, shoot. Okay, because I'm already a customer, it just brings me to log in. So if you are brand new though, actually, no, sorry. So if you are brand new, it will still pull you up to that screen. You click login and then it will bring you here. If you're brand new and you do not have an account with MyViora.com yet, what you'll do instead of putting your email and password because you don't have an account yet, what you'll do is new to this site, sign up. So you'll click sign up. I'm not going to do it just because I don't want to mess anything up. So you'll click sign up and then it will prompt you to choose your email. If it's you know, you're from a doctor's office where you have a domain of, you know, Susan at My Med Spa or Susan at Bright Med Spa, that's going to be best to use, because what happens is the request comes into customer care, and then customer care will then need to accept you. It's okay if you don't have an email with that domain. If it's your personal, like, you know, karasmith@yahoo.com, that's okay. But customer care may send you an email just asking who you are. You'll explain, and then they'll come in and they'll come back in and accept you. Then you'll get an email saying you have been accepted to the website, and then you can come back here, click login, it will pull up to the screen again, and now you can enter the email that you used and whichever password you chose. So the password is your choosing. It can be I love dogs, whatever it may be, it's your choosing of your password. If for some reason you ever forget your password, all you have to do is click here and you can reset it. So super simple, like Amazon, you know, it's pretty much set up the same way. Okay, it will ask you if you want to save your email and password. I highly recommend doing that, because we have so many things that we have passwords and emails to, and you know, so many different passwords, and we tend to forget. So I just personally like to say, yes, remember me. Anytime I come in here, I don't have to plug anything in, and I can just quickly just hit login and it takes me to the store. Okay, so now you've created your account, you're in. First, I'm going to walk you through the store. So I want you to think of MyViora.com, the store portion, as kind of like Amazon. It's where you can purchase anything you're needing for your system. So for example, I'll just walk through a few of these before I go to products and consumables. But if you need a new warranty, you can purchase it right here. If you need another on-site advanced training, when you purchase your system, your first training is always free. But let's say, you know, 3 years down the road, you have all new staff and you really need a new trainer to come in, then on-site advanced training can be purchased here. Of course, we always offer free options. For example, all the webinars that we've been doing, you know, you can always have your new client or your new operators watch the webinars. We have training videos for the devices. We can always set up a Skype after they've watched the webinars and the training videos, set up a Skype with one of the clinical trainers to go through all questions. We can even watch hands-on over Skype. So there's always free options, but if you really feel like, no, we really need a trainer to come in, that can be purchased here. Practice tools and materials. I'll actually go into this one so I can show you a few things that are available for purchase. So we have the full workbook, and what I mean by that is this workbook contains every device that we have, every handpiece. So if you own the Reaction, the training material workbook will be in there. If you own one of the V series and you have the VSP, the V Form, the VIPL, the VFR, the VNTAG, all of our handpieces, the workbook will contain that. It doesn't have the VFR yet, but it will soon. And then practice development as well. So we have a big practice development workbook that is also inside the Aesthetic Academy workbook. So really, it's just all inclusive of everything you would need. However, you can download these for free. So I'm going to show you that as well. But if you feel like, no, I just need it, you can purchase it here. If you just need one specific workbook, you can buy those as well. Our before and after picture standing pads. This is a pad that you lay on the floor, and it really helps you with your angles for before and after photos. So you have the patient step on the feet print that say 1, that will really put them straight forward to you and get a perfect 0-degree angle. Or if you're taking pictures of the back of their legs, they would step on 1 just facing away from you. So you have that good 0-degree angle of both sides. Then you have them step on the feet print 2, that will give you a perfect 45-degree angle. Then step on 3, that will give you a perfect 90-degree angle. And then, you know, the other way then too. So step on 2 opposite way, 45-degree angle, step on 4, 90-degree angle. Or did I say that wrong? I probably said that wrong, but you probably understand what I'm trying to say. You have them step on the feet prints, facing the different ways to give you those perfect angles. So really, really helpful. I chose a great material, I think, for this. It's almost like a mouse pad where it can really easily, especially this day and age with everything needing to be sanitized and Cloroxed, or whatever sanitation you're using, they can easily be wiped down with a Clorox wipe or spray bottle of sanitation, whatever you're using. So they're very easy to clean. So that's very helpful. We have scrubs that save your life, shaping moments that are really nice. So if you want to advertise within your office and have people wearing the t-shirts or the scrubs, those are available to be purchased as well. So those are the practice tools and materials. Now I'll come back and we'll go to products and consumables. I won't spend a ton of time on this, but I'll just give you a quick little breakdown here. So we have all of our devices here that we sell, and I'm just going to click on the V20 just to give you an idea of the things that can be purchased. Excuse me. So we have the small spot size for the IPL, just reduces the large spot size that's part of your handpiece into a small spot to treat small areas like the nose. If you accidentally drop one of your filters and it breaks, or you accidentally burned a filter because you weren't cleaning inside the light guide, those can be purchased on here as well. Patient flyers, typically always needing those, so those can be purchased here. We have roll-ups. Those are the big roll-ups that you can pop up in your waiting room just to get people excited and asking questions of, these are amazing before and after photos. What is this device? So really good marketing there. We have glasses that you can buy for the IPL, also for the Nd:YAG, but I didn't click on the V30, so the Nd:YAG would be in the V30 file. Ultrasound gel or glycerin, and I mean, I'm sure you're probably not going to be purchasing glycerin and ultrasound gel from us much, just because you use a lot of ultrasound gel. If you're doing a lot of IPL and a lot of SP, you're going to go through a small bottle like this very quickly. So you're probably usually buying it in bulk, but just in case, you can purchase it here. And even the handpieces, ST handpiece, IPL handpiece, power cords, foot pedal, if anything happens to any of these things, you can come in and purchase again. Here's where you purchase any of your filters for the V-form. So, you know, you'll probably go through those pretty quickly. We do supply you with filters in the beginning, but of course you're going to go through those. So this is where you can buy that. Tips for the V-form. Here are the VFR tips if you're needing additional VFR tips. The Revive VST tip, this is for labia treatments. So we do have disposable tips for labia treatments. And this, it looks just like an ST because really it is. It's just a tiny tip that clips onto the end of your ST handpiece, and the energy is then delivered through to these two electrodes. And this never expires. So this tip would be that patient's tip throughout their full course of treatment, and additionally for their maintenance. So you can always hold it for them. It's not really a huge consumable when you consider it's always, just one tip is always used for that one patient. So it really doesn't cost too much, and it really keeps everything sanitary for that area. Waiting room DVD. This can also be downloaded from the customer portal, but if you don't feel like downloading and putting it on your own, you know, DVD or drive, whatever you're using, it can be purchased here. If you've lost your user manual for the V20, that can be purchased. Water filling kit, if you misplace that, it can be purchased here. DI water filter, sometimes you need to replace those throughout the lifespan of the machine, and that's where this can be purchased here. And then cradles, the side cradles that hold the handpieces, and then the back cradle that holds the other handpieces. For some reason, something happened to it, it was broke, whatever it may be, those can be purchased here. So that's just an example of one folder, really, just the V20. So then if you have the V30, there will be additional things for the Nd:YAG. If you have the reaction, it will be different, right? Different waiting room loop, different user manual, different filters. The pristine microdermabrasion, same thing, but anything that you're needing to purchase can be found here. Okay, any questions on that before we move on?
Yes, Kara, would you comment again on the Revive tips? We bought a package of tips, which I thought we had to set aside for each person, but you showed a tip there that is a reusable tip?
Yeah, are you, do you have the VFR? Is it the VFR that you're talking about, or it is the VST that you're talking about?
I believe Revive is VST.
Well, the VFR can do Revive and the VST can do Revive. So I just wanted to make sure it was the VST handpiece that you're referring to,
I
because
have no clue. I have no clue.
okay, okay. So I'll just answer both. So if you have the if you have the VFR, it's the fractionated handpiece. Those are 600. Oh, sorry, let me back up. Each tip with those, let me go to it really quick so I can give you a visual. So these are 600 pulses per tip, and you get a box of 10. So 600 pulses, it will eventually expire. So if you do 600 pulses in one treatment, then you'll need to use another tip. But usually that's not the case. You're usually getting multiple treatments out of them, especially for the labia area because it's smaller. If you were to use this tip on the full face, it's about 1.5 treatments to 2 treatments. Labia, it could be the full series, but you do get 600 pulses per tip, and then they need to be replaced because it's fractionated ablative. Now, let me go back just in case you are referring to the VST. So the VST, let's see, let me go to that so you have a visual there. Okay, so this is the tip for the VST. This one does not expire. This one will work, you know, for their full course of treatments. So you just pop it on, it clips onto the fans of the VST. You'll use it for their treatment. You'll clean it, sanitize it, put it in somewhere safe to where it's not going to get scratched, or, you know, keep it sanitary. And then next time they come in, you'll use the exact same tip. You get through their full series of, let's say, 6 treatments, then you can put it away with their name on it for when they come back every 3 to 4 months for maintenance. So these will not expire, where the other ones do have 600 pulses.
Okay, thanks. I hopefully will get a training soon and get it clarified. I don't know what I paid. I paid $400 for 10 tips. So what did I don't know what I bought with that.
I don't,
It must have been the VFR. It must have been the VFR when we had no freaking clue.
I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, so, and then also if you wanted to, you can email me after the webinar and we can, you know, figure it out, see what was purchased and, you know, why, and, you know, when you have your training, then they'll be used then, or, you know, we'll figure that out if you'd like. So you can email clinical, and then we can, and you can email customer care too, customercareusa@vioramed.com if you want to put them on CC, and then we can figure out for you which you purchase and what you'll use that for. We don't have anything at $400 for disposable tips. We have $800 and $500. Maybe, I'm thinking maybe it was the VFR and they just, there was a discount for some reason. I'm not sure. Or maybe it was 500 instead of 4, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so that's the store. Now, I will show you here the advanced training request. So if you guys are brand new, you just purchased your device, you will get a welcome email that really walks you through everything that I'm walking you through. It just walks you through that in an email format with photos. And it will tell you, you know, welcome to Viora, here's your tracking number for your system, and here's how to sign up for your advanced training. So again, we include one advanced training for free when you purchase the system. So this is the site that you'll go to, and you'll click on advanced training request. We do change the password every so often. It is not the password that you chose to log in. It will be a different password that we control. It will be in your welcome email though. So all you have to do is just, it'll be highlighted. It's like bold and highlighted and large so you don't miss it. You'll just pop in that password, but we change it every so often. So I won't say it on this webinar because we'll use this webinar for future. So I don't want to say it on this webinar just in case it's different when you watch it and go to sign up. So just check your welcome email. Okay, so signing up for advanced training, pretty simple. It just walks you through the terms and the cancellation fees of if you cancel before 24 hours before your training, you know, the trainer already flew in, multiple cancellations, whatever it may be. So just make sure you read the terms and cancellation fee, and then you'll choose the device and handpiece for your training. So let's say you purchase the V30 and it's fully loaded. You got the NDAG, you got the V-form, the VIPL, the VST, the VFR. You'll just click all of the handpieces that you purchased with your system. So choose your system and your handpieces, and then fill in everything else. So practice name, email, phone number, office address of training location. If you have multiple offices, make sure that you put in the address that the trainer would come to, because when they're, you know, booking their hotel and their flights, they're, you know, flying into that specific city and staying right by where your office would be. I would recommend phone number here, probably the office phone number, just so we can always make sure to get a hold of somebody. Cell phones are a bit harder. However, if you feel like a cell phone's better, that's okay. Your sales rep who sold to you, and then you'll fill this out of all the names of the attendees. First and last name we would love. This is going to help us to ensure we are really well prepared with the amount of people. This will also help us fill in for your training certificates the names of who we are training. So that's very helpful. And then you just click I agree to the terms and conditions, and then you hit submit. So just make sure, oops, I didn't mean to hit that. Just make sure that when you hit submit, you do get a screen that pops up saying it has been submitted. That immediately comes to the clinical department, and then we'll pick a trainer, we'll email you back saying, and that's another thing, choose an email to the person that would be coordinating the training, because we'll email you saying thank you for submitting. These are the dates that we have available, or asking you what dates are you available, what's best for you in the next, you know, 2, 4, 6 weeks, whatever it may be. And then we just coordinate from there, and we send you a confirmation email with the workbooks and websites and treatment logs and really anything you're going to need for training. We also walk you through what kind of models that you'll need, the timing of the models, the full breakdown of the day, when you're doing didactic, how long didactic takes. Really, all information will be covered in that confirmation email that comes to you. So just make sure you really read that thoroughly so you're really well prepared for the training. Okay, I just got a question. Let me check. It was the 10 VST tips for the revive treatment. We didn't know the VFR could be used for that as well. Had a question, V-form hand. Okay, so it was, so they purchased, so Susan, you purchased the 10 VST tips for revive treatments. Great, okay. So those are reusable for 10 patients. So you'll just keep those for them. We did not know the VFR could be used for that as well. Yes. But within the, if you're in the study for VFR, it wasn't used for that for the study, but outside the study, you will be able to use the VFR for Revive, which is really, really phenomenal. And you'll be hearing about that a lot soon. Had a question, V-form handpiece. A few webinars back, you mentioned a new lighter weight handpiece. Is that what is for sale on the website now? Ours was black, this new one looked white. Not yet. So the small lighter one is going to be, it's called VFC for facial contouring, or facial like jowls, tightening and fat. So that one is a bit smaller, not as bulky, so you can really contour the face really well, or do refit on the lower face really well. That one's not quite out yet. With COVID happening, it delayed everything, unfortunately. But when it does come out, I promise you, you will hear about it on social media right away. So as soon as anything comes out, we will really blast out, you know, Facebook and Instagram and, you know, exciting news. So just make sure you're checking our social media there. Could we type in the everyone box so we can all see it? If it's in Kara's spot, we can't see it. Oh, and don't worry. Well, yeah, if you could, but I will always read them out loud, the questions. So, but yeah, but I'll always read them out loud. Okay, good deal. So that is the advanced training request. Now I'm going to show you guys the customer portal. So if I just kind of hang my mouse over the customer portal area, you can choose tech support. So if you're needing any type of there's a technical issue and you want to email tech support, you can just click on this, or you could call us. Customer care, if you have questions about financing or something about the store or cost of something, whatever it may be, you can email customer care just from right here. But what I really want to show you guys is the VSP. So I'll click on that. Whoops, I'll try to click on that. And welcome to the Viora portal. So this is the Viora support program. Sorry, I got one question here. Let me just check it. When will you have the internal vaginal handpiece available? We don't know. With everything with COVID, it was delayed with our new releases of our handpieces. So we don't know, unfortunately. But again, when we do have it, you'll definitely hear about it. It'll be loud on social media. But I don't have a date as of yet with everything that happened, unfortunately. Okay, so the customer portal. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys a lot here. One thing I want to show you guys is the online academy course recordings. So every webinar that I've done over the last 4 months, there's been a lot, they're found here. And we have training videos for handpieces, which I'm gonna show you. But I feel like I don't know, for some reason, I just feel like the webinars is easier to learn from. Maybe because there's a human reaction, a human speaking to you and explaining things to you, where our training videos are done very professionally. There's visuals, so those are very nice too. But I feel like there's something about the webinars that will help you learn more so in the beginning. So I highly recommend, if you're new to technology, to always watch these first and then go to our professional training videos. Because what this is like, the webinars, it's like a trainer's coming in and sitting, it would be like me coming to your office and sitting across from you and going page by page in the workbook. So it's exactly how we would do it in an advanced training, just over a computer. And really, we've covered the gamut, but I'm constantly, thinking of new ideas. So we'll still continue doing the webinars. So there'll be more and more on here. But we have the RF didactic is V-form and VST, and also I incorporated reaction. So I did 2 of those, 2 IPL didactics. The reason why I kept both, because they're the same, both of them here, is I may have forgotten to say something on one of them compared to the other, or maybe said it a bit different. So I just feel like maybe if you're brand new watching both, you may pick up on a couple things. Plus, it doesn't hurt to hear things more than once anyway, so might as well just watch a different one. Okay, so then I have the VFR didactic, pristine microdermabrasion, part 1 and part 2. This is didactic and hands-on for pristine. The V-form, VST, and VIPL hands-on. Key essentials for opening your business now and in the future, all practice development topics, charting, before and after photos, consultations, consent forms, pricing. So really anything you can think of that involves practice development would be in there. VFR hands-on part 1, part 2, and part 3. They're just split up, but they're all the same webinar. It's just in different parts, how we needed to upload it. VND-AG didactic, VST hands-on with plump RF, eyes, cheekbone contouring, body contouring, ultimate guide to hosting a virtual event. So if you want to hold a virtual event, watch that and how you do it. How to speak with your clients, answer your clients' questions and sell, kind of a consultation video there. Pre and post care guidelines for all technologies, contraindications explained for all technologies. Welcome to Skin 101, just kind of a breakdown, a simplistic breakdown of the skin Skin 102 will be coming up for our next webinar, so I'll go into more depth with Skin 102. Membership and loyalty programs, I think that's a really important one, just because I feel like all offices should offer one or the other or both. Refit, reaction didactic, reaction hands-on, V&D YAG hands-on, VFR study guide training. That really doesn't involve anybody anymore, so just kind of ignore that last one. Okay, so I just wanted to give a breakdown of really, we've kind of covered everything from a technology standpoint. Now all the additional webinars are going to be, you know, something like this, or Skin 102, or practice development. So incorporating more than just the technology. Okay, so let me go back. That's all the webinars. Now I'm just going to click on the V20. We have marketing and clinical material for everything, but most people have the V series device. Most people have the V20, so I'll just click on that. All right, now we have a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to show you each one. Okay, so marketing. I don't think there's too much in this specific. Oh no, there is. And there's a lot in each individual handpiece folder too, which I'll show you. So here's marketing that you can pull from. If you are looking for something specific and you can't find it on here, then marketing is more than happy to help you in creating it, helping you with it. So you can always email marketing.usa@vioramed.com if you can't find something. But we have Plump RF marketing, the ST over the lips, seasonal promotions to help you with open houses, or social media posts or website posts. I guess websites aren't posts, but putting something up on your website. Social media, so you can pull straight from our creations for social media and use it for your own practice. Installation video, logos, the logo to put on your website, product images, so you can put that on your website, and so much more. Here's the waiting room video, loop videos, so you can just download them yourselves, put them together, and put them in your waiting room or your treatment rooms, or both. So a lot there. Now we'll look at the V20 Clinical. And by the way, if you're looking for clinical materials, you probably would think, oh, I'll just go to the clinical folder. Makes sense. But you're not going to find much here. And I'll explain why when we go into the handpiece folders. But here are some things we have for the dental market, how we can, not just dental, anybody can do it, but how we can treat for TMD, which is another word for TMJ, really involving the masseters and the jaw, and grinding and clenching at night and creating issues there. We now have a white paper on that and a protocol for TMJ, TMD. You can find that here. Clinical training and Plump RF clinical materials. But other than that, really everything else clinically is in a different folder. So we'll get to that in just a second. Practice development, we have quite a few things in the practice development folder. And by the way, it just takes time to really get to know this, this portal well. So I recommend just taking your time, exploring it, finding out where everything is, just because we do offer a lot of material on here. So here we have, we created a before and after training video. So how to take perfect before and after photos. The training videos do take some time. So I think this one took myself and the person I was working with on it a few months, I would say. It just takes a bit of time. I do want to create additional ones. For instance, pricing and charting and things like that. Social media in the future. But I think, we covered a lot of those things on the webinars. So, watching the webinars, the, what's it called? Key Essentials for Your Business, I think was the name for the practice development webinar. I may be saying that a bit wrong, but we do really cover all of those topics anyways. But it is nice to have training videos for it as well. So just always look back on the customer portal. We're always working on projects. We'll always be adding things here. So before and after training videos, monthly membership and loyalty programs. This is the material that you saw on the webinar for membership and loyalty programs, this is all of the documents that we created that's on that webinar. So here, I'll show you. Show you in the PDF form. So we have all of them: beauty bucks, hair removal membership, loyalty program beauty card, monthly membership menu, seasonal membership. So I'll just click on the seasonal membership here so you can see it. And then if you want to download it, you can just click over here on the upper right to download. So there's download here as well. There's print. I don't recommend printing from this screen just because it won't print clearly. I recommend first downloading it, opening it, and then printing it, because then it will print exactly just this sheet. So here it is, the monthly membership. And remember, you guys can change things. You can change the % off. You can change the membership tier costs. Sorry, lost my words. So those can all be adjusted. Let me close some of these out. Let me go back in here, practice development. I had so many tabs open. Okay, so then we have open house success, a training video on how to successfully conduct an open house, practice development workbook, that's the workbook that we used on the webinar, pricing, any pricing that you're needing, social media marketing presentation, which is really great, you know, really helping you with how to market on social media. Viora Online Academy webinars, so you can get to webinars from here as well. And here's the Viora prescription pads, which we went through on that practice development webinar, but there they are if you want to utilize them. All right, so that is all the practice development. Now we'll go to the next one, your V-Series device. This one I highly recommend for everybody to watch, especially if you're just purchasing your device. So if it's brand new to you and you're just purchasing your device, you really need to go in and watch all of these to get to know your system. That's so important. It's like buying a new car. If you don't know what your car can do, you're not utilizing it probably in the right way or utilizing all of its functions. So it's just like that. You want to go in here and watch these. So if you haven't watched them yet, please do so. But we go through really everything. So we filmed this maybe 4 or 5 months ago. We took a lot of time doing it to make sure it was right for you guys. And we thought of anything that you're needing to know maintenance-wise for your system will be on here. So getting to know the V-Series software, licensing for the system, technical videos, V-Series connections and operations, so how to connect things, and then we break it down per handpiece. So for example, IPL. So with IPL, attaching the small spot size, changing the IPL filters, changing the IPL handpiece, changing the IPL filters. I just said that. Oh, on screen and then external filters. So they're all just a bit different. Cleaning the IPL handpiece, the internal handpiece. So really it's broken down. Anything that you're needing per handpiece with maintenance is going to be here. Okay, I won't click on all of them because it's a lot. All right, so that is your V-Series device. Just make sure you go in there and watch those. And now, here are the Viora handpieces. So this is really where everything is going to be. Your most of your marketing material and really all of your clinical material is in the Viora handpiece folder, and I'll explain why. Over here. Okay, so here it pulls up all the handpieces that we have. And the reason why the clinical and marketing material, most of it is in here, is because if you buy the V-Series device, and by the way, if you have the Reaction or the Pristine, everything's just going to be in one folder. But if you're buying the V-Series device and you have all these different technologies that plug into one system, really the clinical material and marketing material is for the handpiece, not the actual system. So that's why it's broken down like this, and really to make it easier for you guys. So I'll click on the IPL, I'll just show you marketing files really quick, and then we'll go into all the clinical material. So marketing, we have the flip book, which is all your before and after photos for the IPL. We have the IPL logo, patient flyers that you can download and just print at a printing place that you worked out a deal with them and it's cheaper to do it with them. Great, you can do it that way instead of buying it from us. But of course, you can buy it from us if you'd like. Ours are quite affordable. IPL poster, you can frame it and put it in the room. Pricing for the IPL, product images, your VIPL roll up, you can have it done yourselves if you don't want to purchase it from us. Here's all of your social media materials for the IPL in specific, not just the V20 device, but the actual specific handpiece. And where this is nice is when you run specials. You run specials on your website, you run specials on social media. If your special is on the IPL, you really should come in here because that's where you'll get the images for the actual IPL, your before and afters for the actual IPL. So it really just gets a jump start on your promoting. And then the IPL waiting room DVD is here as well. So that's all of your marketing material. Again, if there's something that you can't find and you're needing, then just always email marketing and they're more than happy to help create. All right, so I can't go back, so I'm just going to shut this. Okay, now we will go to clinical files, and there's a lot of clinical files in each handpiece, a lot, which is exciting because it's really, almost anything you need clinically, it's going to be right here. Of course, if you can't find something for some reason, again, you can always email clinicalusa@vioramed.com. I'm just going to take a sip of water. Okay, so we have clinical handbook, which you're really not using much because most of the time we use the clinical workbook more than the clinical handbook. So clinical handbook is, it's a lot. It's the workbook's really broken down for the technology and the protocols, and that's here at the very bottom, the IPL workbook. So that's really what you're using most of the time. Here's contraindications, and contraindications explained. Why are they contraindications? And then of course we have a webinar on that. Oops, I didn't hit that. We have publications. Again, you can use that for marketing as well. Training PowerPoints. You hired a few new operators and you want to train them yourselves in the office, you have PowerPoints there that you can pull up and teach them, or they can just look through them. And then training tests, if you want to test yourself, if you want to test your new operators. Treatment care guidelines, these are very important for all handpieces that you have, or if you have the reaction, just the reaction. But to print the treatment care guidelines and have a stack of them because you're always passing them out at a consultation so they know what not to do and what to do before and after every treatment. I also recommend to always give them one after their first couple treatments just so they remember because people forget. So those are important to have. IPL before and after photos. You can create your own flip books if you'd like. I recommend creating your own anyways, because what's really good is to always have your own office before and after photos because there's a personal story behind that. And it's easier to sell that way because you did it and you saw the progression throughout the treatment. So a mix though is great because we've been gathering before and after photos for years. So we have so many. But I would mix it up, some of ours, some of yours, to create your flip books or your lookbooks for your consultations. Demo consent form, that's where you find your consent forms, your quick guides, your table of parameters. So all of your cheat sheets are here too. We have different types of cheat sheets, like the quick guide or the table of parameters. So whichever works best for you and your operators. I recommend printing these, laminating them, popping them on the back of the device if you'd like. Especially when you're just getting to know the system, very, very helpful to have cheat sheets there. Here's all of our more professional training videos. I mean, the webinars I would still consider, they're professional, but these were really created professionally with voiceover and, videos of showing hands-on, how to do the treatments, visuals, so on and so forth. So those are all your training videos there. Here's the treatment logs, so all of your charts. If you don't love our treatment logs, that's okay. You can still look at them, get an idea of what needs to be on your treatment logs, and create your own. That's fine, but think of it as at least a guide, things that you need on your treatment logs, or just use ours. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that, but I'm glad I did. Here's all the treatment logs. So we have for really everything: hemangiomas, hematoma, bruising, melasma, hair removal, poikiloderma, port wine stains. So really anything. But if you want to consolidate and put all of your pigment on one, all of your vascular on one, you can do that. You know, that's just use them as a guide of what needs to really be on treatment logs, the important information. Alrighty, so then we have the treatment protocols. So it walks you step by step through the treatment. Of course, we have the IPL webinar too, so that will walk you through it. Here's our white paper. And then our workbook. We always use workbooks during trainings. You'll see on the webinars when I did the didactic, I had the workbook pulled up. This is really our kind of our Bible for every technology, because it has all the protocols. It's really easy to follow. It has visuals. It breaks down the technology, the biological responses. So I highly recommend just always at least having, you know, if you're not going to have the big thick workbook with all of the hand pieces that we sell on the store, to at least download these and have a printed version of your hand pieces in the office, because they're always so nice to go back and reference. If you just need a quick reference, this is really the thing to look at, or your cheat sheets. But sometimes you need something a little bit more detailed, and that's where the workbook comes in handy. So to always have that in the treatment room just to reference back if you need to. All right, and then we have the measuring tool, ruler as well. So that is just an idea of one hand piece. So we have this for everything. I'll just click on the V form. Didn't mean to click on that, sorry. I meant to click on the clinical. So we have it for all hand pieces. So we have here, you know, the before and after photos, contraindications, consent form, publications, training. So if you click on training, you'll see PowerPoints, test, V-form training videos, V-form treatment logs, workbook. And then we have the, you know, treatment logs, treatment protocols, white papers. Let me see, let me show you guys something really quick. Okay, so I just clicked on treatment protocols, and here your step-by-steps and quick guides. So I just wanted to show you what that meant. I'll click on quick guide first. Okay, so V-form has two protocols, right? It has contouring, fat related, which is also cellulite, or refit, so skin tightening, body, lower face, post-baby, belly, laxity, post-weight loss, or aging skin. So we have two protocols there. So we have two quick guides. So I'll just show you the body contouring quick guide. They're really nice and easy. You can print them into like small cards if you'd like. So they're a little bit more compact. Let them load really quick. Uh-oh. My Wi-Fi should be strong. Well, could you show V-form pricing tab? Yes, absolutely. And I was wanting that to load for you guys. Dang it. Let's see if I can try it again. Well, I'll let that try to load here, and then I will go to pricing for you, V-form pricing. And we have a couple different ones, so I'll just show you this one first. So here's low, medium, and high pricing per treatment. So abdomen, 300, 400, 500 being high, 300 being low, 400 being mid, and then you would just times that by however many treatments. And then if you're unsure about your pricing, we have a whole webinar on it. So that will help. We really break this down and how to price and strategies. So that I recommend watching that webinar first if you're just kind of like, oh, I don't know how to price my stuff. And then we have the pricing that's, you can edit it. So I'll pull this up. I'm gonna close out one of these tabs. Oh, well, in just a minute. Can you see that? Since it did switch screens, I may need to share a different screen. Can you see a girl in a bikini? No, okay, I figured that because it switched screens. So let me do a new share. Share. Because this opened up in PowerPoint. So here is the, you can enable editing. You can see that up here, where you can use these for pricing tools for your office. So we have different ones. There you can plug it in. There you can plug it in. There you can plug it in. So we have different, looks that you can choose. What do you like best for your office? So those are the editable. You can edit these. I can't speak. All right, so let me share my screen. We'll go back. Let me see. Now you guys should be hopefully you can see this now. I'm back on the customer portal. If you can't, just write that you can't see this. And then we have one more here, V-form pricing. So we do pricing, okay, all good, perfect. We do, different types of pricing for you just to help you. So estimated time, the time to book for the treatment, and then, pricing low, medium, and high. So that's the pricing. Let me go back to the quick guides. No, they're not loading. Shoot, I wish I was going to show you guys them because they're great. But you'll be able to see them. And they're really good little quick guides. Maybe here, let me open this little zip file and see if this helps. Actually, I can probably download them. Oh, I got them. So let me switch my share screen. Okay, I got them from the zip file and I just downloaded them and they popped up. So here they are, just right if you can't see them. But here they are as an idea, and they can print out to little cards and then you can just fold them, which is nice. But it walks you through everything. Preheating, you're using mode 4, RF 2 to 4, vacuum, 2 to 6 minutes until you reach the proper temperature. Then you go to phase 2, which is mode 1 for 10 minutes. Then you go to fibroblast stimulation, mode 2 and mode 3. Vacuum always goes to 1. 2 minutes in this mode, 2 minutes in that mode. Walks you through number of treatments, 3 to 8, intervals, 1 treatment once a week, maintenance, 1 treatment every 3 to 4 months. So I love these. The quick guides are my favorite for cheat sheets. I just think they're so simplistic, so easy, not a lot of questions there. It even reminds you, apply a thin layer of glycerin. It's just really nice. So I recommend using these as a cheat sheet, but we have other ones. So if these don't really work for you, you're like, I like the other ones. Great, just use those and I'll show you those other ones. Back to the customer portal. And I'll show you the different cheat sheets that we have. So those were the quick guides. Now I'm going to show you guys the step-by-step, which are cheat sheets as well. So let's do body contouring step-by-step. These are a little longer here. Shows you photos. But it says the same things that we just went through, but they're long. I hope you guys can see this. So these are not my personal favorite. They're great. They're, you know, great guide for sure. But I would rather have the workbook printed in the treatment room to reference back, and then that tiny little quick guide card. I think that's easier, but whatever works for you guys. That's why we make so much material, because some things work for one person that doesn't work for another. So we have a lot here. You guys can just play around in the customer portal so you can find what works for you. All right, so those are the step-by-steps, and then we have additional things like how to do the test procedure, how to do vacuum massage for lymphatics, you know, treatment care guidelines. That's, we just put it in a different folder. So much here. Okay. And that's one folder in another folder within another folder. There's a lot of material. So if you open the V20 Clinical folder and you just see, what is that, maybe 10 or 11 tabs, when you click on one of those, there's going to be a lot more folders. So there's a lot of material. So it does take some time to get used to the customer portal, but it's worth it, you know, because you'll get all the material that you're needing and help that you're needing. And then any questions, you just reach out to us about it. And I feel like we'll make your lives a lot easier getting to know this portal, because we have so much to offer here. Okay, well, that's the gist of it. I don't want to, you know, take up too much time clicking on every folder of every handpiece. I just wanted to give you guys a nice breakdown of everything, how to navigate the portal, you know, and then you guys can really go and explore and find what you're needing. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything from the main screen here. Survey, you can survey us, survey my webinar today if you'd like. But you know, if you had an amazing trainer and you want to let us know, or your sales rep was phenomenal and you want to let Viora know, you can always do that. But yeah, that covers everything. Okay, so now any additional questions on the portal? No. All right. Well, thank you. Oh, I got one. Thank you for an amazing amount of information. Your efforts are so appreciated. Oh my gosh, you're so welcome. You know, I can't believe I thought of this webinar so late into everything. I was like, oh my gosh, this is something that people need to know about, is the customer portal, because some of the accounts don't know that they have all of these materials at their fingertips, and it just helps so much. I mean, helps with marketing in your practice, helps with doing the best you can with the technology. So I was excited to do this one for you guys, because it is so so valuable, this whole website. So yeah, so thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. All right, you guys. Well, thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Stay safe out there, and hopefully I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, not next Friday, but the Friday after, for Skin 102, which is going to be in greater depth, the skin, lymphatics, circulatory system, a lot of good things there. So it's going to be a longer one, but I hope to see you guys there, and have a great weekend.